Hello, everybody. Happy Wednesday. Hashtag Wistful Wednesdays. I am Paula Collins with Serene Wellness with Paula. And I told you I'd be going live today around 3:30, and looking at my clock, I think I am right on time. So I like that. I like to be on time. It's something that my mom taught me that I've always tried to pride myself in, is being on time. So if you're here with me live right now, take a minute to say hello and let me know that you're here. And if you're watching this as a replay, you can let me know that as well. All right, so this week our topic has been fear. And I wanted to go live and talk about this with you today because I think it's really important to talk about. Fear is not always bad. All right, fear is something that we experience from the time we are children, right? We learn fear. We learn to be afraid of things. We learn that, the big scary bear over there could get us, so it's a good idea to try not to touch it, right? We learn fear in so many different ways. And like I said, sometimes fear is good. Sometimes fear helps keep us alive. Sometimes it stops us from doing something stupid or saying something stupid. And so, like I said, fear is not always bad. But sometimes it is. There are people who, because of past circumstances, situations, people in their lives, whatever it might be, experiences, they live in a constant state of fear. Like, fear is always right here at the forefront of their minds. It's always there. So no matter what they do, no matter what they want to do, what they want to say, what they want to try, fear is always there. It's that niggling little feeling or that little voice that says, don't do that. You know what happened last time. That might not be good. You could get hurt again. And so fear becomes this constant companion. And they have a problem breaking the cycle of getting out of the fear cycle. A lot of times when I work with clients, they want to just eradicate fear. And if it's fear attached to a situation, a specific situation, that's good. But if it's just fear in general, I caution them about that. Because like I said, fear can be a good thing, and we need to have it to keep us safe. Otherwise, there are ways that we can remove it temporarily so that we can do things. And I'll do a meditation for you on that. Fear causes anxiety. And anxiety is not fear of the unknown, like what's going to happen in the future. Like, I don't know what's going to happen. I'm uncertain, so I'm afraid. And we can't live that way because that prevents us from trying something new, from going on adventures, from having new experiences that help us grow and maybe help us grow into who we're supposed to be, if you want to think about it that way. Because maybe that niggling fear that we have right here in the forefront of our head is preventing that. And so I know all about fear because fear is something that I lived with for a very long time. Fear and worry, the what ifs, what if. And I allowed it to control me for a very long time. And it stopped me from speaking my truth. It stopped me from trying new things. It stopped me from making new friends. It stopped me from reaching out to people. And so I was only like a part of me, a part of who I was created to be. And that's not good. Because I believe we're all here for a purpose, and that purpose, you have to figure out what yours is. And if I allow the fear inside of me to stop my motivation, to prevent me from doing things, then I'm not living to my fullest potential. I'm not living out my purpose. And so I learned that I could do this little exercise with fear and put it aside for a bit so that I could think more clearly, so that I could make the phone call, reach out to the person, try the new experience. And I found out that it works. And because I didn't want to be that person who was always afraid. I didn't want to live with that constantly hanging there, sitting on my shoulder, in the forefront of my head, in my heart, in my soul. I didn't want to have that heaviness, that clenched feeling all the time. That tightness that you get. Like, think about if you watch something scary and you go like this, right? And you're all clenched up. Or you've witnessed something that causes a little fear. You get this clenched up feeling. And it's not a good feeling. It's fine to tighten up our muscles and then release them, but sometimes the fear keeps us here. And it's like we're in chains, in bondage to it. And we have to learn how to be able to go like this and break the chains and get out of the bondage. So if you are somewhere where you can enter into a short meditation, I invite you to join me. So close your eyes if you can and take a deep breath in and let it out. Take another deep breath in and let it out. And know that for these next couple of minutes, you are safe. You are safe. You are sitting somewhere where you are safe. And in your mind, if you can, we are going to try to personify fear. And we're going to use our 5 senses to do that. So, if you had to see fear, is it a cartoon character? Is it a person? Is it mud? Is it sludge? A friend of mine once told me that it was like a raging fire for her. That's what it looks like. So take a moment, and what does fear look like? Not everybody can get a picture, and that's okay, because sometimes it's just a feeling, and that's okay too. But if you can, try. And then, what does fear smell like? Does it have a scent? Can you smell it? Like when you breathe in, what does it smell like? Is it a bad smell? Or maybe it's a familiar smell because of a time when you experienced fear. So what does it smell like? Maybe you can't articulate it with words, but you recognize the smell, and that's okay. What does fear sound like? Like, can you hear it? Is it a voice? Is it a sound maybe from an experience? Is it, a scream? Or is it a scary cackle? What does it sound like for you? And then, what does fear taste like? Some people can do this. I have friends who can taste things, intuitively taste them. So, or does it leave a bad taste in your mouth? What does that feel like? What does it taste like? Can you taste it? And then finally, what does it feel like to touch? You're using your sense of touch right now. Is it cold? Is it hot? Is it clammy? What does it feel like to touch? And what does fear feel like in your body? Is there somewhere that you feel fear more than other places, other locations? But what does it feel like? Does it give you some kind of feeling in your body or in a certain spot? Try to get in touch with that. Now that you've used your senses to personify fear, can you talk to it? Can you ask it what its purpose is? Can you ask it why it's here? Can you ask it why it's always around? You may get thoughts that pop up in your head, and that's okay. There's no right or wrong. It's your experience. And then once you have this idea of why fear is always at the forefront, is always there, no matter what, ask it if it would be okay if you could remove it for just a little bit. And it may not want to, but you have to take control. It's not forever, it's for the moment. And then I'll let you decide, how do you want to remove fear? Do you want to set fear on a shelf? Do you want to put fear in a box and put it on a shelf? Do you want to put fear in a box and put it in another room? Do you just want to go tell it to sit somewhere? What do you want to do with this personification of fear? Where do you want to put it for the moment? And then you can do it in your mind's eye or while your eyes are closed if you feel like you need to pick it up and place it on a shelf, or pick it up and put it in a box and cover it, or point and show it where you want it to go. But go ahead and remove it for a moment. And then I want you to sit there and I want you to decide, how do you feel now that fear is gone? Can you breathe a little easier? Do you feel calmer? Do you feel peace? What is it that you feel now? And take note of that. Take note of how that feels. Is where you felt fear in your body, has that relaxed? Has that feeling left? And while fear is gone, if you could do or dream anything that you knew you wouldn't be afraid of doing because it's gone, fear's gone, what would it be? Dare to dream. And now you have a choice. You can invite fear back, or you can leave fear out for a little while. And believe me, it'll come back on its own at some point, but for right now, you have the power to say, no, I don't want it back right now. I want to sit with this feeling. I want to journal about this. I want to write things down while I don't have the fear. So go ahead and make your decision. Take a deep breath in and let it out. Take another deep breath in and let it out. Start to wiggle your fingers and your toes. Blink your eyes a few times to bring yourself back to the present moment. And let me know how you feel. If you decided that you're going to take some time to journal about it, journal your thoughts as soon as the video's over. And let me know what the experience was like for you. Did you find this to be beneficial? Did you find this to be something that you want to come back to and try again? I hope so. So that's all I have for today on fear. I hope that you enjoy the rest of your Wednesday. I hope that you will try this again with fear or without fear. But I'll talk to you next week. Have a good one. Bye-bye.